Hello, friends of New York Times Hard Sudokus. Welcome to the January 26th, 2023 edition of this puzzle. Yesterday was a little of a disappointment. I hope that the puzzle today will be more difficult. But we'll just have to wait and see. We got a 4 and a 5 here, and that makes these a 4 and a 5. And therefore, these must be a 4 and a 5. And these being 4 and a 5 makes these a 2, 6, and an 8. 2, 6, and an 8, right? And we have an 8 and a 9 here. We have an 8 here. So an 8 will go. So an 8 will have to go here or here. And I think it must go here because we got a 3 and an 8 here. And that means that these must be a 3, 8, and a 9. Yeah, 3, 8, and a 9. 3, 8, and a 9. 1, 2, and a 6. 1, 2, and a 6 for these three then, and 4 and a 5 here as said. So it looks as if this must be a 8 and a 9 pair, because let's rehash. These are 4 and 5. Therefore, an 8 will have to go in one of these three squares, and therefore it can't go here. And it obviously can't go here, here, or here. So these must be 8 and 9, and therefore this must be a 3. Yes. And it looks as if we got a 2 coming over here, blocking these three cells, and the 2 coming up, blocking these three cells. So this is a 2. Oh, and the 5 coming over here means that one of these must be a 5. That looks kind of funny. Oh, we got a 4, 7 here. That's a 4, 7 here then. So this is 8 and or a 9. 4, 7. What may these four empty squares be? One of them must be a 6, because we have a 6 blocking these three cells. So one of these must be a 6, and it cannot be this because we've just established that they must be an 8 and a 9. So this must be a 6. Yes. And now one of these must be a 6. But that's besides the point. 8 and 9 here, 1 and 2 here. There's a 2 blocking here. So this is a 1 and this is a 2. So the 1 blocking up here, this must be a 1 in one of these two empty cells. And given the 1 down here, then one of these must be a 1. And so must one of these, because we have these two blocking these 5 cells, right? So what are we looking at across here? We're looking at a 5, 6, and an 8. One of them must be. So this is a 5 or an 8, right? Yes, it must be. Well, let me look over here, these three empty squares. 8 and 9, 4 and 5, 2, 3, 6 here, right? 2, 3, 6, 4 and 5, 1, 7, 9. That looks a little complicated. Let's see, we got the 7 crossing over here and the 7 coming down here. So one of these is a 7, therefore one of these must be a 7. This can't be a 7, so one of these two must be a 7. And By the way, one of these two must be a 4 because we got the 4 coming down here and we know that one of these must be a 4. So none of these two can be a 4. So a 4 will go here or here. And we also know that a 7 will go here or here. Does that mean anything? Because this is a 4, 7, and the 7 is logging this. I may be onto something, but I'm not entirely sure what. But the first looks of this, it looks like we are back with the complicated New York Times hard puzzles that we have had the pleasure of dealing with for the better part of a week now. And that's nice. Let's see how tough this is going to be because it certainly doesn't look simple. By the way, this is a very nice example of how to use these digits here to figure out where they must go approximately over here. So we got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a 6. We can discard the 1 because we already have a 1. But to find out which digits go in these 5 empty cells, we just need to look at these 5 digits. So a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And we know that these are 4, 5. Therefore, these must be a 2, 3, and a 6. It's just a little trick, and it's very often applicable to the New York Times grids. Let me look across here. We need to find 3, 4, 6, 7, 9. There's a 9 here and a 4 here and a 6 here. So this could be a 3 or a 7, except look at the 7 here blocking here and the 7 blocking here. So one of these is a 7. So we have a virtual 7 blocking this cell. So now it cannot be a 1, 2. It can be a 3, but not a 4, not a 5, not a 6, not a 7, not an 8 or 9. Yes, it's a 3. So now one of these two must be a 3. So now we only need 4 more digits for this row, namely a 4, 6, 7, and a 9. We have an 8 and a 9 coming down here and the 7. So must be a 4 or a 6. But one of these is a 4, remember? So this is a 6. Wow. Now we need a 7, 9, and a 4. And we got a 7 and a 9 here. So this is a 4, and this is now a 7, 9. Wow. I wonder how this is going to end. 4 and a 5, 4 and a 5, 8 and a 9, 2 and a 3. 2 here, 3, 3, 3 over here. Now, but the 6 is coming down here now, and the 6 is coming down here. So this must be a 6, making one of these a 6, right? Now, one of these must be a 1. I know that one of these must be a 7. What else can we tell? One of these must be a 5 because we have got a 5 up here, blocking here. So, so this is a 1 and a 5, right? And that makes this a 7 and an 8. And we have an 8 in the row. They're making this a 7 and this an 8. Wow, look at this. And now Remember that these three must be not a 4, 5, but a 2, 6, and an 8, making these a 1, 7, 9. And we have a 7, 9 here now, so this is a 1. This is pretty, making this a 1 and making this, what did I say, a 5, right? And we know that this now must be a 4 and this a 5 because we have been over this before. This is quite an interesting puzzle, I have to say. So this is a 7, 9, and this is a 7, 9, and this is a 7, 9. So this is not a 7 and a 9. It's a 7 or a 9, if anything. What was this again? A 2 and a 3, right? That will have to wait. So what about these 4 cells now? 4. Oh, one of them must be a 4. Look at the 4 blocking here and the 4 blocking here. So this is a 4. And now these have to be a 3, 5, and a 9. 3, 5, and a 9. We have a 3 and a 9 in the row. So this must be a 5. And this is now a 3, 9, making this a 1, 8. And we have a 1 in this column, making this an 8 and this a 1. I'm tempted to say thank you, New York Times, for making this an interesting puzzle today, because I think it's quite interesting. This is now not an 8, so it must be a 9, and this is therefore an 8, right? And the 8 here and here and here puts an 8 here, and this therefore must be the missing 6. What are these two cells? They have to be a 5 and an 8. I can't do much about that. And these have to be a 2, 7, 9. No can do here either. So let's instead look here at the bottom row, a 2, 3, and a 6. One of this must be a 6. 2 goes down here. 2 comes over here. No. 5. Oh, hang on. A 5 must go up here, of course, because I've got these two 5s here, right? So this is a 5. And I seem to remember that a 3 must go up here, but no, that was in my dream somewhere, I guess. So what can go up here? This is a 3, 9. So a 9 certainly can't go up here. So one of them is a 9, of course. And then a 1 can go up here, and it cannot go here, and it cannot go here. So this is a 1. And this is now a 3, 9. And this cannot be a 3, 9 because we have a 9 here. So this is a 3, making this a 3 and this a 9. Beautiful. And these still have to be a 4 and a 7. That was about the first find we got, wasn't it? Let me have a look across here. Or did that change anything here, by the way? 7, 9. 9 coming down here, no. 2 down here, no. Yes, it changed something because now we have a 1 coming up here and a 1 coming down here, and we've got these two ones coming over here. So this is a 1, and the 8 here and here makes one of these an 8, doesn't it? And since this square can't be an 8, look at the 8 here, then this must be an 8. Otherwise, we wouldn't have an 8 at all in this row, would we? And these are now a 2 and a 6 if memory serves. Yes, because these are 4 and 5, right? And the 6 rules out a 6 here. Therefore, it must be a 2 and this must be a 6, making this a 6 because of the 6 here, right? And now this must be a 6 because of the 6 here and the 6 over here, right? Where what does that leave me now? It leaves me a 2 here because it can't go here due to the 2 above it. And this must therefore be a 9. And this is now a 9 because we have a 9 blocking down here. Still 4 and 7. Let me look at these 4 squares here. A 5, 7, 8, and a 9. 9 here and 9 here. This is a 9. And this therefore must be a 7. And 5 and 8 here, right? I can't do anything about that. There's a 5 here or here and a 4. But I'm sure that something will give. Yes, we had a 7 and a 9 still missing here, didn't we? And we have a 9 coming over here now. So this is a 7 and this is a 9. And that makes this a 7. And one of these must be a 7 along with one of these. And one of these must be a 4 now. I can't say which one it is because this could also be a 4. So what else is missing here? A 3 is missing in these 2 empty squares, and the 3 here puts a 4 here and a 3 here. And therefore, this must be a 4, making this a 4 and this a 7 because we've analyzed that before. And that makes this a 7. These 2 empty squares must be an 8, I guess, and a 2. We have a 2 in the row, so this is an 8 and this is a 2. 8 here, 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 5 here, and here, and therefore a 4 here, and this must be a 3. This must be a 2, making this a 2 and this a 3. Interesting game, I think. It looked as if I was going to need pencil marks for this one, but there were a couple of strategic finds that made it easier. But it was certainly a nice puzzle, and I hope that the New York Times will continue this style. Thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.